Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome to the garden, and today is going to be the 7th installment of the center bed rebuild, and that's what's going on at Noah's house. Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. It is a brisk spring day. It is the end of April. Lila's out here helping me, and today part 7 of the center bed rebuild. And today, if you're doing this for the first time, I think this is one of the most labor-intensive parts of the whole build, because this is where we're putting in our big fill, our topsoil, our filler dirt. It could have been maybe a little tough for you to get some of the logs and sticks and everything. I do live in the woods, so I kind of have access to that. But I just went to the landscaping and supply place. I have my pickup truck filled up with topsoil, what they call topsoil. They say it's screened. It's kind of clay, kind of sticky. It is what it is. But remember, this is just going to be the medium that you're going to put your compost on. You're not really going to be planting into this per se. I love that word. You're going to have your logs. This is the layering technique. This is the hugelkultur. You're going to have your logs and your sticks and grass and stuff that's decayed and decaying. And you're going to have your topsoil, your soil medium in there. And I'm going to push that, try to get that down into all the little nooks and crannies and all that stuff. And then on top, you're going to have about, 3 inches, 6, 7 centimeters, something kind of like that, of your good finished compost that's full of life, and that's what you're basically going to be planting into. Now, if you're going to do carrots or a root vegetable, it is going to go down and get into that topsoil. In the past, some of the other beds, I've had rotted chicken manure laying around, so I throw it in there. All I really have, I have some blood and bone, but I don't have enough that I'm going to throw anything in there. But remember, everything is going to just start squishing together over time. The logs are going to rot. The compost is going to go into that topsoil when you amend it every year. And that is kind of the hugelkultur method of how we're doing these raised beds. Well, I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to walk around a little bit, give a little bit of peek and a poke at what's going on. And then I got to get filling because, well, it's going to be a lot of shoveling. And remember, the closer you can get your dirt to your beds, the better. So I'm going to grab the camera and we'll take a little tour. Well, there's Lila. She's out helping today. So this is what we have. I've been clearing out some stuff and cutting grass and cleaning up from winter. And I just get stuff and I keep tossing it in there. Tossing it in there. This one right here. Yeah, I guess he is down there. This was some stuff that was grown in the garden, old cabbage plants, and all it did basically was go into seed. It wasn't going to turn into a cabbage. And here is our medium. Here is the topsoil that I just went and got at the landscape supply place. And this is what I mean. It's nice if you can get it close to your beds. Now, my pickup truck is right over there on the other side of the fence, so it makes for not too far of a travel with a wheelbarrow because it does get heavy. Now, these are those grasses that I grow out front, Japanese grass or something like that. I'm gonna get this soil all down in all these nooks and crannies and all that stuff. Remember, all this stuff is just going to rot down. And then I'm probably going to put a layer of some grass. I got some old broken down leaves, all kind of stuff like that. And then I'll put some more topsoil and then I'll squish it down. I'll probably stand on it. I'll do all that stuff. And I'm going to try to fill these beds up to around right about here, right at the divot. And then that will give us, maybe right about there. Then that'll give us a good couple inches. I'm going to make up a compost mix to put on top. There's Lou. She really wants to help. She really wants to go walk in my lettuce and cabbage that I planted. And we've been having some battles about it. Okay, well, that is the plan for the day. I'm probably going to throw this back on the tripod, do a little bit recording of me shoveling some dirt, because that's riveting content right there. But remember, try to get your dirt, your medium, as close to your beds as possible, because the least amount of wheelbarrowing you have to do, the better, because it's a lot of shoveling. And just take your time, and it's really going to pay off. So in part 7, we're going to get her all up, and maybe get the hose out and water all this down once it's in there, because that helps the dirt get down into those little nooks and crannies for us. Well, here we go. Whew. Okay, as you see that, I almost fell on my ass. I forgot I had that bar in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. I kept these beds spread apart a little bit, so I put a stake there to run a cattle panel. That's gonna be it. If you notice how I'm doing this one though, I'm taking small shovelfuls, putting it in there, smacking the logs, trying to vibrate it around a little bit, because I have found over building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these beds, this is including my homemade ones, that if you just willy-nilly, I love that word, throw things in, a big bug on Lila, it is going to settle. I really don't care who you are, it's going to settle. And if you have a lot of those air gaps, I kept thinking that I had an animal in my one bed, so I started digging around in there, and then it turns out it was just, as the wood was rotting and things were shifting, it would fall this much and splash like an animal come dug up, but it wasn't an animal. So the tighter you get this bottom layer packed, the tighter the dirt is, all that stuff, the better. So take your time when you put your logs in, get them pretty tight, and take your time with your first layer of topsoil or dirt, whatever you want to call it. Well, hey, that's one wheelbarrow. Got almost that bed first layered. So I'm gonna have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So I gotta get going, and hopefully I don't trip on that thing anymore. I'll bring you guys back around once I get everything layered off and in there good, and then we'll talk about some of the other stuff we're gonna put in there. Woo, here we go. Okay, well, let me get, I got Lila's toy. Ready, Lou? You gotta pay the toy tax out here. All right, so let me spin you around. I'm gonna show you what the first layer of soil looks like. Woo! So here we go. We got her, oh, yep, see, there she is. You gotta, okay. So I got that in there, and I beat on it with my shovel, and I kicked the sides a little bit to vibrate it down in between. Oh, I got the toy now. Here, there's my tripod. And I got that in. And now I got this one all in. Now remember, this one had smaller logs that I split. Those were bigger, so that one's actually even up higher already. So now I am gonna layer up this grass in here in a layer. And this grass is kind of light, so it's gonna break down, it's gonna smush down into there. And then underneath that hoop and over by the trellis is a bunch of leaves that have been sitting around since last fall. And then I'm gonna put some of them down, and then I'm gonna put more topsoil in there and probably walk on it and squish everybody down to get it to that ridge that I wanted. I think initially when I built these beds the first time, I put way too much good compost in there. And ooh, I got the toy. Here we go. She's a goof. And you really only need, what is that, 4 or 5 inches. All right, well, here we go. I'm gonna get some, I'm gonna get some grasses put in there. Let's see if I can do, think I could do this without, no, I can't do that. I can't put it back on it. I can't put it back on a tripod. So put it back on the tripod, and let's put some grass and some stuff in there. All right. Lou, what you do? You messing with your paw? Oh. Hey, Lou. Okay. That is, let me check my mic. I'm going to smack that guy around. That is putting all those grasses in. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, that's too much. It's not. I used to think that too. But I'm going to put some of these leaves on there now, and they're kind of good bit rotted and got some weight from snow and rain, and that's going to help push it down. And then when you layer some more of the topsoil on there, it really compacts it down. And only thing different about this bed, how I made them narrow, is it has that center member. These beds do not. I don't know why, but they don't. And I jump up and down in there. Well, here I have to be mindful of that bar that's in there, but I am still gonna walk on these once I get everything in there, get some more leaves, just to compress it, compress it, compress it. And it is amazing, maybe toward the end of this season, but definitely the beginning of next season, how much things are going to settle, they're going to fall, they're going to get into their place. So in a way, you can't really, to me, you can't really overpack the fill. Just make sure it's good fill. You don't want to be putting poisonous woods in there, poison ivies, anything like that. Chances of something growing, if you use certain trees, they could sprout. If they do, just cut them, you know. Oh, these grasses, I know people are going to say, it looked like a bunch of seed, it's all going to grow. Well, let me tell you, those grasses are about 6-7 years old, and I've tried saving seed, and I've tried growing that grass from seed, and I never get it to work. If it happens to pop up in here, maybe I'll let it go and I'll dig it up. So now I'm going to get some leaves I'm going to put in there, and then I'm going to start stacking more topsoil in there. Hopefully it gets me up to the level. I don't think I'll be putting the compost on today because landscape supply place closes before I'm probably ready. And I have the rotted horse manure, but I don't want to just put that on there. I'd like to get 2 other types of compost if I can, maybe just one, get a nice mix with that. And also, my design with putting the skinny ones in there is working out well because I can get my wheelbarrow in and around to all 8 of the beds. So that is a bonus. So I'm going to start getting some of these gooky leaves that been there for a while and look kind of nasty. I'm going to get them in there, and I'll show you guys a shot of that. And then we'll put some more topsoil in there. We'll give her a walk, and probably going to get the hose out and soak it all down, because that helps it all get together too. Whew, long morning. Okay guys, I got the leaf stuff that brought it down. It's got some wood chips in it. It's got a lot of stuff going on. And this is what I was talking about. Get it in there. I have to remember that center bar is right there. But I'm literally just walking on it. Literally just walking on it. This helped get everybody in there. Mind the center bar. And this one is definitely down a little lower. Whew. Now I did think that I had more leaf mold gook around because I left piles. Well, that stuff really reduces in size. And as you can see, I still have probably 10 inches here and 8 inches there to the top, but I do want to come a little bit under the top. So I have some stuff down the way, some nasty, not nasty, I always say nasty, but just some rotted sticks and twigs and smaller stuff. So I think I'm going to go down, I'm going to get some of that stuff. I'm going to bust it up into smaller pieces. I'm going to put that down in there, and I'm going to stand on that a bunch. And then I'm going to put my dirt in. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of dirt now. I really don't know. But everything so far is working out. Some people could say you could use less stuff. You probably could. Some people might say use more fill. Sure, why not? There's not a real 100% system other than don't use any poisonous woods. It is better to use older wood that is more apt to start rotting. If you just cut a tree down, chop it up, put it in there. You do run the risk of it sprouting and growing. You know, that's the biggest thing. No rotten woods, rotten wood, no poisonous woods, no poison ivy, you know, nothing like that. But it's pretty much clean up the stuff you have, and you're just doing this because you're just really growing in that top percentage. And always keep that in mind. Well, let me go try to find some other stuff, and then I'm probably gonna bring the camera back around when I'm topping it off with my last layer of topsoil. Lou, wanna go get some sticks? Here we go. Woo! Well guys, there it is. This is the end of part 7. The beds are topped up with some commercial topsoil that I purchased. You've seen the logs put in the bottom, and you've seen some grasses, some dirt, some leaves, some gook, some crap, me walking on them. And this is the final, and I'm really gonna walk on this final bit. And I got it up, I know you can't see, but right to that last turn. I'm suspecting it's probably gonna get a little bit of rain. Actually, we might not get any rain. So I'm gonna get the hose out probably, and I'm gonna put the old mister in there. I'm just gonna let the water soak it up and smush it down a little bit. And then that way, when I go and get the other compost, I like to get 2 more compost because I got the horse manure, and I'd like to get a mushroom manure and then green compost, green manure, if I can. If not, I know I can get mushroom compost. I like to mix them up, and that's going to be the last, 4 or 5 inches, and that's going to be our really good stuff for growing stuff. What am I going to plant here? I don't know. I was thinking possibly a pepper bed this year. I've had a terrible time with peppers in the last few years, and maybe this year, maybe this is where the peppers go and they turn out really good. You can see, looking around, we have some parsley, some onions, and a rye cabbage plant, and we have some lettuce and some other stuff going on. But this was, well, I pretty much used the whole pickup truck load, and I do believe that was a cubic yard of topsoil. And like I said, you can fill these 15 different ways. You can put them, just fill it all with dirt. I don't know. Go ahead and do that. It's probably going to cost you a lot. I do have some resources here where I can get some logs and some wood and some rotted stuff to put in there. We have tons of leaves every fall, and I like to save them and use them for stuff. So this is how Noah, fills his beds. If you fill your beds different, or if you have any tips for me, maybe something better, whack me a comment down below. And if you're here at the end of part 7, please like, subscribe, share the videos around. Let everybody know that I'm building these goofy garden beds. And once again, these are Vego garden beds. They are from Texas, free shipping. I'll leave a link for them down below in the description. Definitely give them guys a look. They make a great product. And in part 8 coming up, it is going to be the finale. I'm going to mix up some different compost. We're going to put it on. We're going to tamp it down, water it up. And it is going to be ready for the 2024 growing season. And like I said, I still haven't figured out what I am actually going to grow in there. But these are the beds. It's looking good. They're topped up. They're going to sink down some. You're going to get some settling, and that's just the nature of the beast. But I think they're looking good. Excuse me, I have some other things to clean up. I got to put my pickup truck back together over there. I got to put the tailgate on, and I do have some extra topsoil. I'm probably just going to throw them around my yard, and I don't really have any use for it around here that I can think of. But all in all, I think it has worked out quite well, and I'm pretty satisfied so far with the new center beds, with just putting 2 of them in there instead of 3. Well, hey, I'm Noah from the garden. Thanks for stopping by.